Hi, welcome to NeuroScoops, where I take big concepts in neuroscience and scoop them into meaningful, understandable concepts. This process is known as chunking and is highly effective in learning and memory. Today in NeuroScoops, I am talking about how some drugs mixed with alcohol can be fatal. Here's a picture of your central nervous system. It is made up of your brain and spinal cord. Let's zoom into the brain. In your brain, you have brain cells. These are called neurons. Neurons communicate with each other through electrical and chemical signals. These signals are essential for life. They keep us breathing, thinking, and moving. Let's look at a neuron now. Neurons are made up of three parts: dendrites, a cell body, and an axon. The function of a neuron is to receive information, process information, and send out information. The dendrites receive information. The cell body processes information, and you guessed it, axons send the information to the next neuron. Let's now zoom into a synapse. A synapse is where two neurons make contact with each other. Here, we have an axon terminal synapsing onto a dendrite. The axon is the presynaptic neuron, and the dendrite is the postsynaptic neuron. Remember how I said that neurons talk to each other through electrical signals? Well, that means the cells themselves have an electrical signal. When cells are at rest, they are in a negative state. For example, between negative 65 to 70 millivolts. When a neuron is about to send a signal, the charge within the cell becomes more positive. For example, the charge becomes closer to zero. There are substances that can make a cell more positive, and that is called an excitatory effect. There are also substances that can make the cell more negative. This is called an inhibitory effect. An example of inhibitory substances are ethanol, which is alcohol, benzodiazepines or benzos, these are Valium and Xanax, barbiturates, these are sleeping pills and other anti-anxiety medications, as well as neurosteroids. Let's look at the physiology of a synapse now. Here is what a normal excitatory signal will do. The neurotransmitters will be released from the axon terminal and bind to the receptor on the dendrite. The effect of this will make the postsynaptic neuron more positive and more likely to fire. Let's compare that to an inhibitory signal now. Here's what happens when you take just one of the previously mentioned inhibitory substances. For example, this would be having a drink of alcohol or taking a pill. The neuron becomes more negative and less likely to be able to fire. Finally, what you've been waiting for. When you combine these inhibitory substances, there is a synergistic effect. Now, the substances, instead of 1 + 1 equaling 2, it will actually equal 3. This illustrates, through a synergistic effect of combining inhibitory substances, death has the potential to occur as a result. That's it for today. Thanks for joining me on this week's episode of NeuroScoops. Make sure to like and subscribe to NeuroScoops and let me know what neuroscience topic I should cover in my next episode in the comments. Until next time, stay safe and be smart.